My name is Jody Scheibe. I am coming to you from San Diego, California, and locking arms with other women is something I am so very passionate about, and I just cannot wait to share bits and pieces of my story on how my life has changed over the past 6 years. This call is about to rock your world. So, like I said, my name is Jody. I'm coming to you from San Diego, California. What's up, Sarah? I love seeing all your cameras on. I am a mom of 3 amazing kids. I also have a full-time husband. Boom, boom, boom. That is my latest joke. The full-time husband, Alicia, thank you. You got that. My kids are 17, 19, and 21. And just to give you a little bit of background on myself and my story, 6 years ago, if someone were to tell me I would be speaking on a Zoom about community-based marketing, about locking arms with other women, about living the best, brightest, abundant financial life and also fulfilled life, I would have said, what? What are you talking about? See, I was a stay-at-home mom. I got married at age 21 to my college sweetheart. I had always had the desire to have children and be at home. And I never quite understood why God put that so heavy on my heart, but also, I also had a desire for a little bit more. Can any of you relate? If you're women, we get pulled in all many directions, trying to kind of what's that thing? Can't have it all, ladies, right? Can't have it all. And as my kids started getting older, we lived on one income here in San Diego. We were really struggling financially. The goal of this call is just to kind of give you a picture of what this is, what we do, how we got involved, and how we have so many different personalities and backgrounds. So is it okay if I just get a little bit vulnerable and talk about money right now? Is that okay? I know this is a topic that a lot of us, I'm kind of getting sweaty pits even thinking about, and it's sometimes hard for me to say. But I sold my kids toys on Craigslist to try ketones. I didn't even have $40 for a trial pack. So that's where I was at 6 years ago. I've always been a hard worker. I just wasn't willing to trade time for money and go clock in somewhere and miss my kids' field trips and miss their baseball games and not be present for that little bit of time that they're with us. I have 2 in college, and man, how many of you can relate? It goes boom, like that. So when I got introduced to drinking ketones, I fell in love with the product. How many of you put an amen in the comments if you are like, ketones have changed my life in terms of energy, in terms of mood, in terms of your sleeping better, maybe you've experienced fat loss, maybe your brain function and focus is better. Well, that's where I was at. And then somebody, Katrina is her name, was bold enough to say, hey, there's a community here. There's a community of women, especially, and men. There's a community of men and women, but there's other women here who you can lock arms with and share this with others and actually create some income for your family. Well, I was like, what do you mean? I can share something I love? No, I don't do stuff like that. I actually wagged my finger in her face and said, no, I don't do that type of business. You see, I think in the past, community-based marketing was done really differently. And as I started to experience this community of Prove It, I was like, wow, this is so much different. This is people literally trying to help other people live the best version of your life while giving you all the tools, all the systems, all the information, mentoring you, locking arms with you, helping you do personal development. The coolest thing, we had a call the other night in our company, and I had someone message me and said, in all their years in corporate America, they have never been offered that type and level of free personal development that had nothing to do with ketones. So maybe you're sitting on here and you're thinking, gosh, I need to create extra income. Maybe you're sitting on here saying, gosh, I need women in my life. I needed friends. I didn't know how bad I needed friends. And I've made some of the best friends here. Or maybe you're sitting here and you're like, what is personal development? Because this is the first time I had ever been exposed to that, right? Amen, Valerie. So whatever it is you're thinking or how your brain is spinning, I'll just preface it by saying, if you're on this call, if you're listening to this recording and there's something stirring in you, there's a reason it's stirring in you. So listen up to these stories. I think you're going to find a little bit of yourself in either Samantha's or Keisha's or Amber's, or maybe myself. So I hopped in sharing ketones, no past experience, no social media. I didn't know what to do. Somebody, more than one person, locked arms with me. They showed me the way. They showed me the way. Before Prove It, we did not have money to send our kids to church camp. We did not have college savings. We had never gone on a family vacation. Any of you in that position? And that's okay. But I'm telling you, there's a solution. And I believe this is the best one going forward in 2023. And you're going to hear why the product is the best and why Prove It this is the time to say yes. So now I'm able to pay for my kids' college. We've taken some cool vacations, and all that aside, like I really just needed $500 extra a month, right? All that aside, I've been able to create more than that. The best part about this community is the community and the fact that you do it with other people and they help you. So I was so excited when I got started. What do you do when you're so excited about something? You call your friend, or you call your sister, or you call your mom, right? How many of you, say me, if you have called someone and talked to them about ketones? Well, my vision, I was like, holy cow, nobody's heard about this. Everyone's heard about the diet. No one knows they can drink ketones. I don't have to convince someone to swap anything. This is not protein. This is not a vitamin. Like, who wouldn't want to share this? This opportunity is off the charts. Mind you, I hadn't made a dime when my head started spinning. So if your head is spinning, there's a reason. It's because of what this is. So the first person, one of the first people I messaged was my friend Keisha. And I'm like, Keisha, I found something. How many of you have messaged people like, I found something? You're going to love it. You're going to drink it, but we have to talk. You would crush this with me. I want to do this with you. So I'm going to have Keisha kind of share her story. By the way, she told me no 3 times. She's going to tell you that. I want her to share her story because we all come from different walks of life. Some of us have experienced this type of community-based marketing. Some of us had social media. Some of us didn't. And none of that matters. So Keisha, thank you for joining us tonight. We'd love to hear your story.
So I'm Keisha. I'm a mom to 2 toddlers, a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old, Jet and Sky. And we live in Vegas and part-time San Diego. We just moved to Vegas a couple years ago, and believe it or not, I actually really like it. It's a great center place to meet people. I got started on ketones through Jody, but like she said, I was somebody that was pretty resistant to even trying them or looking into them. I had been in one other company similar to this before, but again, like Jody said, I had some a different experience with that. And the one thing that I wanted the most was community. And when I met Jody and we got talking about the product and then even the opportunity, I said, if I do this, I want somebody that I can work alongside with, and that's local to San Diego. And so I share that with you because our product is a very clean product. It's naturally fermented. It's no synthetic process. What I love about it is I know everything that's in it. It's bioidentical to the body. So you literally are drinking ketones instead of doing the ketogenic diet. And in this case, when you drink them, your body gets into ketosis in 60 minutes or less. So now your body's functioning off ketones for a source of fuel instead of sugar. So I choose that as a better fuel source for myself. It's your body's natural state to be in. However, we live in a world where there's a Starbucks or McDonald's on every corner. So the product sells itself. I accidentally fell into the business because I naturally and organically had an experience that I was like, oh, I could count 50 women right now that knew this. And I did what Jody did, called my girlfriends, told them, you got to try this stuff. It's amazing. Have you been in ketosis before? Have you done the diet? And most people knew the diet, but they didn't know the drink. And that's still true to this day, 6 years later, that I've been doing this business. So it's so exciting because we get to not only help people with their health, but we also get to help them with their wealth. And one of the things that I found out later from myself about myself is that I was never money motivated. Now, here's the reason why, is I thought I was shameful that money was the devil, or that shameful that I wasn't deserving enough or worthy enough to make money. And so when my fiance, Michael, asked me, are you money motivated? I said, no, but I'm motivated by helping people. And he looked at me and he said, you know what, you're going to crush this business because you're going to care more about helping people than what they think of you. And a transaction, you'll completely change your life. And I had 30 grand in school loans, all my credit cards. I probably had 25,000 on credit cards. And it gave me the opportunity to have my very first own savings account. And I have 2 little kids now, and they have a savings account. So just to kind of visualizing and give you guys a perspective of what Jody said, you can come in this and have absolutely not a dollar to your name and literally change your life in less than 30 days if you truly believe. So remember that no matter what, you're in this with us together. Whoever you lock arms with or whatever team that you're on, they help you. It's a very village raises a baby approach. If you reach out to your mom or your Aunt Susan and she says no, guess what? Jody, my Aunt Susan said no. What do I do now? What do I say? You can even ask Jody for a script of how to reach out to your Aunt Susan. And that's the beauty about this community and just the systems we have in place. If you are somebody that's busy, I was super busy. I only had maybe 2 hours that I could commit to this a day if I could do that. And I just shared my story organically offline and online. I didn't have a big social media either at the time. And I just was looking for people that were looking for what we had. And then I let the team handle the rest, validate their concerns about the product, validate their questions or answer their questions about the business and the comp plan. I didn't know how to talk about any of that. I just knew the product worked. And I also knew that I was excited enough to come in being like, oh, I'm confident. I am woman. Hear me roar. This confidence that I had, Jody has, Samantha has, Amber has, we didn't have that at the beginning. But you know what we did have? We had a little bit of belief and faith that this would turn out. And guess what? When I didn't have confidence, I didn't have belief, and I didn't have certainty, and I didn't have the knowledge or any of that, I borrowed it from Michael. I borrowed it from other people that had been doing this longer than me. And I trusted them. How do I do it at the level to get me unstuck? How do I do it at the level to bring me home with my kids again? How do I do it at the level to take my kids on their first family vacation? How do I do it on the level where I can literally pay for a private school for my kids? Or I can bring my kids traveling with me while I'm working, which is something that I wanted. And truly believe that. I think that our minds are so brainwashed the way to think that the 9-to-5 job is the way to go. We want to help you because guess what? We were you not that long ago. And if we hadn't asked for help, if we didn't have that faith and belief and trust in the team that was helping us, we wouldn't be where we're at. Jody would still be selling stuff on Craigslist, probably to pay for groceries. I'm telling you, this is real. I've seen a lot of women's lives be changed. That's the thing that is really close to my heart is, yes, the product works. The product absolutely sells itself. But guess what? The business does too. If you work and you're coachable, leadable, and teachable, and you actually talk to people about it and care more about helping people than what they think of you. Listen, people are always going to have an opinion on stuff, but you got to build that personal development and that confidence, that certainty about who you are and what you want to do in life, and own it and run with it, and then lock arms with the women that are trying to change your lives along the way. I'll give it back to you, Jody. Thank you guys so much. Love you all.
Have a great birthday dinner. I'll see you tomorrow and get to hug you in person, but like preach. It brings me back to years ago when like I had hope what this could be, but I had no belief in myself. I didn't have belief in myself. And this is what this community is about. This is a prime example. Samantha and I are on the Zoom together and we don't benefit each other in business. We're one team, prove it. You've got women here rooting for you. And let me tell you what, one of the biggest, greatest gifts in my life are these friendships of women. So Amber comes into our community, it's been like 2 years now, Amber, and I can't imagine my life without Amber in it. Like, how many of you have met somebody through this community so far that you're like, wow, my life is just so much more blessed because they're in it. I mean, it is just like life changing, right? Christina, right? I would know you, all these ladies. And how many of you have worked in a job where it's dog eat dog? Nobody else wants you to do better than them in corporate America. Nobody else wants you to hit that bonus before they do. That's not how this is. You got thousands of people cheering you on. And that feels so good. Feels so good. So Amber, are you there?
My name's Amber. I am a mom of 6 and a grandma of 2 from Oregon. And I am actually in one of my granddaughter's nurseries. She's 6 weeks old and I'm here helping her. And I'm so thankful that I'm able to. I just want to put that plug in because of this opportunity. I'm not working a 9 to 5. So when my daughter says, hey, my baby's sick, my newborn's sick, Mom, can you come help? I can come help. And I love being able to do that. Let me tell you a little bit about how I got involved in all of this. I found this 2 years ago. I was not looking for a business. I wasn't really looking for anything. I was pretty sad and tired. I weighed 100 pounds more than I do right now. And I was miserable. I was addicted to energy drinks. I was drinking 3 or 4 a day because I was exhausted. When my kids became teenagers, I said I was a mom of 6. I was pretty healthy when they were little, but then they became teenagers. And with teenagers come a lot of stress, emotional stress. It's not as hard physically, but it is emotionally. And I put on a lot of weight. And I tried all of the diets, all of the things to try to lose that weight. And I struggled and I wasn't wanting to try one more thing, but I was browsing through TikTok one night and somebody was talking about ketones and I was curious. So I started watching and I eventually tried it. I purchased some product and my life changed. I had energy. I started losing weight, even though this isn't even a weight loss product. That's the crazy thing about it. But people are losing a lot of weight by drinking it because of the benefits of ketosis. So before I started, let me just say this. I isolated myself in my house for a lot of years because I was ashamed and embarrassed by how I looked. I was the mom who showed up late for their kids' activities. I slipped in the back door, didn't want anyone to see me. Before it was over, I'd slip out, and I lived that way for years. I shut out a lot of friends and family, and it was because of my own issues. When I started trying this product and got results really quickly, people started saying, are you interested in sharing it? Absolutely not. I'm not interested in sharing it. I'm not even interested in talking to anybody. So it was really hard for me. But guess what happened? My family and my friends started drinking this product and started feeling better. They started having more energy. They started losing weight. And again, I was asked the question, are you sure you don't want to share this? And I had to really think about it because I had struggled for so long. I didn't want to sell anything. And once I figured out that what this is about is sharing my story and just talking about it, because people were asking. So I started talking louder and more people wanted to try it and more people were getting results. And then I started getting these messages from people saying, oh my gosh, thank you so much for telling me about ketones. Like I'm down 10 pounds. I'm a better mom. I'm more efficient at my job. Like I started changing lives. Me, who didn't even know how to change my own life for so many years, I started changing people's lives. And that was so powerful for me. I signed up. I've been doing this for 2 years and I've helped a lot of people. The money's been awesome. I will say that because when I help other people, I financially benefit, but that's not even something that is important to me. I'm not the person that was struggling financially. That's not what I was looking for, but the financial blessings that I've received, our family has received, we've been able to do things like go to Hawaii, pay for my daughter's wedding, help my kids with college. I never anticipated that. I never thought that that was going to be an option for me. And it is. And if you're thinking, well, maybe I'll try this, but it sounds too good to be true. It's not, it's real. My life, you can follow me on social media and see where I was 2 years ago or where I was 3 years ago. My life has completely changed. And I'm so thankful that I was able to say yes and jump in. And when I did jump in, I was 100 pounds more and I didn't want to talk to anybody. So if you're feeling scared and nervous and hesitating, just think about me, where I was 2 years ago and how far I've come. The personal development here is huge. It's something that is really important to me. I would never have been able to speak on a Zoom like this, and it still scares me to death, so don't get me wrong, but it just makes me uncomfortable enough where I push myself a little bit and get a little bit better each day, both mentally, physically, emotionally, and this is everything to me. So anyways, thank you for letting me share my story tonight. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate those that are hopping on and listening, and I can't wait for you to join us.
I'm just going to give you guys a hint. I think everybody starts scared and nervous, just so you know. Like, I haven't met anyone that didn't start anything new scared and nervous. They're excited. The same word scared is actually excited in your brain. And I want you guys to hear Samantha's story because it's also incredible and you're going to relate to different parts of it. But thanks for being on, Samantha.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Thanks for having me on too. I am really excited to share with you guys. This is a really awesome time right now within my life, within Prove It. And I just love doing calls like this because I love connecting with other women. We have a men's call that is actually just like this right after, but I love being able to connect with women who are positive, uplifting, powerful, looking for this community. Long story short, my friend introduced me to the product. He was like, you are going to love this stuff. It's going to change your life. I fell in love with the product first. I loved it because it gave me energy, literally lit my brain up like a Christmas tree. I felt like someone breathed life into me. Like I was like, okay, let's get up. Let's do this. Let's crush the day. So community-based marketing is a term that I did not know before I started this. And why I love community-based marketing and having like this entrepreneurial mindset is because one, you get to be your own boss. Everything is commission and bonus based. So if you are motivated by earning money, earning cash bonuses, earning all different types of things, like I mentioned, we have the car bonus, we have all different types of incentive trips. We don't have like a monthly fee or anything like that. This is something where you get to go and grow at your own pace. You learn as you grow. There's 3 ways to get started right now. It says it's $49 a year to get started as a promoter, but actually right now, March 23rd, it is only $1 to get started as a promoter. And these are the 3 packs that come with product that you can actually share and sell in those trial packs. But also these packs incentivize you a couple different ways. So I'm going to talk about the largest pack. That's the most popular way to get started. It's the best way to get started financially when it comes to a short-term and a long-term return. And I'll break that down for a second. It gives you 240 servings of ketones. This is our largest discount. So this is the cheapest you will find the product at any point in time, 36% off. So you get to actually resell that in trial packs at full price. This is a $602 savings. So if you were to resell all of this in full price, you actually make $602 off of doing that because it's 36% off. So this is a really great way to get your product for yourself at a really discounted rate, get some product in your hands to sell in trial packs, make that profit in return. We have 2 different packs that are at this $997 price right now. This is typically $1,500 something dollars. So this is an incredible deal to get started, and it's only $1 to get started as a promoter. The trial builder is the one in the middle. That one's 30% off. This one actually doesn't come, the mini and the max doesn't come with all of the rank ups and the increase in the commissions like the mega pack does. That larger pack will give you an extra $1,000 bonus that you can go after. It gives you increased commissions. It gives you additional bonuses. So if you're someone who's serious about wanting to build this as a business and wanting to make additional income, this is 100% the way you want to get started. We also offer Sezzle at checkout. And Sezzle is actually something that'll break it up into 4 payments and help you get started. And if you're in a place where you're like, all right, this is amazing, I want to get started, but I can't really get started with one of those packs, I want you to reach out to the person that you're working with that invited you to this call and let them know where you're at. Let them help you and see if Sezzle is an option. And if all else fails, then you honestly can get started with any product line for $49 if you don't want to, pay the dollar, and let us help you along the way. Everything is really here for you. We have the training, we have the systems, we have everything that you need. All you have to do is get started. So I'm going to pass it over to Jody because I know we have another call after this. And it was so incredible connecting with you guys. Thanks for taking your time and investing in yourself and hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you so much, Samantha. Like I know your story, but every time I hear more and more about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're actually really similar in a lot of things, the science and the geekiness. So that awesome slide Samantha just showed you, we actually have a promo running on top of it right now where that $49 goes to $1 $100 comes off that mega pack and 50 comes off the max. And I don't know about you, but someone showed me how I could flip trials and be profitable in just a day or two before anyone went to my link. I didn't want to sell anyone anything. So the fact that I could just ask them to test drive this at my cost, they didn't know I didn't get it at a sale price, and give me their opinion. That is the system. Like if you're sitting on here going, I'm not in sales, I don't want to sell. Awesome. That's not what we do here. The trial packs are actually the most brilliant way to build your business. So get with the person who invited you to this call. I hope that something and any of these 4 stories kind of resonated with you. And again, if you've got that stirring in your heart, or you have that what if, explore it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're super excited. We see the men jumping on now. And of course, it's their turn to hear from other men. We're really excited for that. I guess if you want to stay on. But we'll have some more of these. Thanks so much, you guys. Grateful to share my story and hear all the others.